are back with another interview. I'm Crypto Amaru. That's Crypto Hitman. We are here with an old friend of mine, a crypto OG. If you guys don't know this guy, you better get to know him. His name is BiT Shaman. He's been in this space a long time. He knows his shit. Listen to what he has to say. But I'm not going to introduce yourself. Please introduce yourself, and then we'll talk about the market. We'll talk about memes. It's going to be a fun one today, guys.
It has been a while, hasn't it, Ian? It has been a while.
Too long, brother. Too long.
It really has. So, as you said, I'm BiT Shaman, been in the space now for nearly 8 years. Came through the state. I was baptized by fire. I think we all were. Came in late 2017 during the back end of the bull market. I see a lot of guys get into crypto now. I feel like I went through the same sort of story myself, where I got involved, got caught up by the hype, the FOMO, the whole idea of financial freedom, escaping the rat race, getting out 9 till 5, the pointless, aimless, passionateless job. And you start asking questions about I'm going deep already here. I've only like 2 minutes ago. The existence of life, philosophy, your purpose. I feel like crypto helped me with all these things, and my main focus with crypto is trying to understand who I am, why I'm here, and also networking with people who are like-minded. I feel like the people involved in crypto are my people, and I was a gamer when I was younger. I was involved in competitive gaming, building communities, been involved with all these people who had like crazy passion. I mean, a lot of my friends and the average person when you're younger, they're sort of sitting around shops, smoking weed and just doing like pointless BS. And I found myself when I was younger really getting caught up in the online world really early while it was taking off, and it was all coming together, and I felt like I was part of that. I felt like I really had a footprint in the early days, and I contribute a lot of that to my success now, and been involved in online communities, been involved in the growth of the online space. And crypto is a similar thing. I feel like being part of crypto now, I feel like it's still early. It's definitely getting to the back end of the early times. It's definitely not early anymore, but it's still early, aren't we?
I'm with you, brother. I am with you. And yeah, I think crypto is about finding your purpose. I absolutely completely buy into that. I feel the same, as a matter of fact, in terms of just like-minded people, finding a purpose, finding a passion. That is what this space is fundamentally all about. Yes, making money, all that good stuff. But, at the end of the day, it needs to be something more than that. So find your community, find your people. I am all in with that. All right, so tell me about the private group or the group that you run, and what else you've been up to in the space. And then I'd love to hear your take on, you're saying it's not early. You're probably right on that. What's your take? Where we are in this cycle? What are some stuff you're investing in? I'm super curious.
Okay, yeah. So the Gem Hunters, it's a public group. It's not actually a private group. We are the Gem Hunters. We were the original Gem Hunters. Everyone's talking about crypto gems and the next gem, and can we get involved in these projects early? We were the original Gem Hunters. We made the group in late 2017, and it was all about, as we said, coming together, finding similar purpose. I think as a guy, especially, you need to find your people, and you need that cult. You need that crew. You need that. You need that. Sense of belonging to something and purpose, that higher purpose. And once you find that, life changes. Your entire life changes. When you're around people who are hungry and have goals and are driven and have that fire, it's like, shit, I want to get up in the morning. Whereas when I was working 9 till 5, I was just sort of crawling out of bed. That shit was a struggle. That shit was a struggle. I hated that. I hated that shit. I hated working 9 till 5. Didn't hate the people. I have respect. Listen, if you can work a 9 till 5 job your entire life, and you can go through that shit with no point, no purpose, no fulfillment, no satisfaction, and you're making shit money, and you do that for your entire life, hey, respect to you.
Hey, somebody's got to do it, right? Somebody's got to do it. I think people just get kind of programmed into it, and a lot of people like to live for the weekend. They also, you have to understand, we have a different mindset. I mean, I know you from history, whatever, so you're probably the same thing. We have the entrepreneurial mindset, the risk taker mindset, understanding that, hey, I'm going to take risks. Sometimes I'm going to lose, but if I keep taking risks, I'm going to build something and find immense success which in this world and capitalism world means immense wealth and be able to pay your bills and live happy and live free. A lot of people don't like taking that risk. They like the 9 to 5. They like the guaranteed salary. They like the guaranteed, 14 days a year, 20 days a year of paid vacation. That's what they're happy doing, and that's where they feel safe that they're not going to have to foreclose on their house or lose their car. So, that's the name of the game. But I think those people are starting to make their way to crypto. You need to do the 9 to 5, but save a little extra, start dabbling into crypto. Just buy some Bitcoin or ETH, then learn a little bit, then become more of a degenerate and join the gem hunters or crypto paradise or learn crypto, dive a little deeper, and maybe you'll find your financial freedom during a bull market and you can start to pivot. I mean, essentially that's what I did. I started mining. I was a gamer. I used my gaming rig to mine a little bit of crypto in 2016, learn more about it. Went public in 2017, made some money, wrote a lot of those bags down to the $3,500 Bitcoin like most of us here. But you learned a lot to be able to capitalize on the next run, go full-time crypto, and start making income off of the cryptocurrency market and live a much better life. I check my calendar the night before. I know when I need to wake up. You go hammer your passion, you make some videos, you make some content, you take some trades, and you're moving on with your day. So perfect time to get involved with crypto. Like you said, we're not super early, but we're still very early with some of these micro caps and opportunities are still staring you at the face here.
And there's still a lot of narratives that haven't really gained traction yet. Real world assets is a massive one. And we haven't seen the real, bubble burst yet, take ignition. And a lot of narratives will kick off, right? And you'll get the initial surge. The bubble will pop. And then it'll come back slowly. And we're trying to identify what stage we are in different narratives. These are one of the things we did at the Gem Hunters, trying to identify narratives. Listen, we have a massive community, 15,000 people, and everybody has their own little niche. You can't know it all for yourself. Somebody told me when I first started crypto, you'll never understand more than 5% of the space. I never forgot that shit. And I understood at that time, you've got to find all these people who have that 5% of different little niches and then bring it all together. And then we all have our own little speciality, but we all can talk and share that information. And that is where you make real progress and you're making money. But going back to what I said before about making mistakes, losing money, and I had the same journey as you. I started crypto, lost loads of money, but I learned everything. If you speak to a lot of the guys who made the big money, they normally went through 2 cycles before they learned what they were doing, and then they were progressively profitable. And that was the case with me. Speak to any entrepreneur in the business world, and they will tell you they started 3 or 4 businesses before they were even successful. But you don't hear about any of this because nobody wants to hear. Right. Nobody wants to hear about all the mistakes and the losses and the hardship. It's doom and gloom. It's negative. Nobody wants to know. Everybody wants that financial freedom and quick money and success on a plate. No one's interested in hearing about the losses. But truly, in my opinion, if you want to progress and you're serious about leveling up, you want to tap into those kinds of stories of persistent hardship and knockbacks and what people went through. Like, how persistent were they? How long were they failing for until they made it? Most people in crypto, they come in, don't they? They make 1 loss and then they leave. Yeah. They can't even take 1 loss. It's like, what? How are you ever going to be successful if you can't even? I remember when I first came in, it was just lose. Well, to tell a lie, actually, to start off with, it was win. The market was going like that. You couldn't lose. Your nan could have got rich in the fucking bull run, for God's sake. But then when it turned around, it's the other way around, isn't it? You can't even make money then. So it's about timing the market, isn't it? I say to people, there's different strategies for different kinds of assets, and Bitcoin and Ethereum, it's simple. You buy in a bear market, you sell in a bull market. High caps, you look for historic support levels and you try to dollar average into those levels. Low caps, you're looking for the trends and the narratives, and you're looking for whether it has popped yet, and that initial trend, is it ranging? Have we hit the trend? Have we had the initial surge of volume? Has everybody moved in yet? There's so many different niches and ways and means of making money in crypto. And I think that for me, I'm trying to give some knowledge to the average person who's coming into crypto to just help them understand, because most people come in and it's a hobby, it's some fun, it's just a laugh. But you have to decide, is that what you want, or do you want to make serious money and change your life? Because if you do, it requires a mindset, a lifestyle, a process, and a strategy. You have to have that overlook and overview, and it's completely different. It's worlds apart from what the average person's doing. And I'm trying to unlock this, but people don't care. They just want the money.
Well, some people care, some people don't. I think the longer you're in the space, the more serious you get about it. And we appreciate everything you do for this space. I love the fact that you've had that group. There was probably 20 copycat gem hunter groups that have come and went, and you guys are still going and still growing. And that's a testament to your team. So that's fantastic. So I want to get your take on this market as it stands today, right? We just went through the Germany sell-off, the Mt. Gox FUD. We're in a little bit of rebound here. Where do you think we go the next couple months to the end of this year and into 2025?
Honestly, first of all, massive shout out to the Gem Hunters team, Panda, Indiana, Keegan, Kaylin, Shanzi, Rowe, all the guys that sit here all day naming them all. There's that many. And shout out to them, first of all, because it's the community that makes our group what it is. Second of all, the markets. Nobody predicted that Bitcoin was going to break its all-time high prior to the halving. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, how is this even happening? I said last year I was trading Ethereum. I killed it, honestly. I aced it. I managed to get into Ethereum near the bottom. I didn't catch the bottom, but it was pretty near. I took profits in the last bull run and I sat out and I waited and waited and waited. Averaged into Ethereum between 1250 and 1K. I mean, I fucking aced it. Looking back, mate, I'm like, pat on the back for me. And then I swung every move. I mean, I've got all the videos there on my TikTok and YouTube channel. You can check the videos for yourself. I got every single move right. And the thing is, guys, back then you were trading against every Tom, Dick, and Gary who had no education or any idea how the markets work. And it was easy. But now you've got institutional players coming in and they are manipulating the market. And we saw that, as I said, Bitcoin broke its all-time high for the first time ever prior the halving. Normally the halving happens and that's the catalyst for the bull run. But this time around, it didn't. And I'm watching a lot of YouTube channels and analysts and things like that, and nobody gets it right. And what they do is they comment on what just happened. So it's like, and they'll change the narrative depending on what happened. And they've got all their little lines and graphs and indicators ready, and they know what they're going to say before it even fucking happens. And then they've got that slot ready and all the fucking answers on the page ready to go. Okay, I'll use that one. And it's like, and you get caught up sometimes watching these YouTube channels, especially as a newer, less experienced investor. And it's the biggest mistake because I found that I made the most money when I blocked out the noise and just focused on what is everybody else doing, what's the general market sentiment, what's the fear and greed index doing. And I used very few indicators. I'm looking at areas of interest, support and resistance, RSI, Stoch RSI. Sometimes it depends. I like to line things up, but my process is very simple. And patience is the biggest one. I mean, how hard is it to gain fucking patience in the markets? It's not easy, is it? Yeah. Patient. It's hard. Being patient.
There's so many shiny objects in the market. I feel like people, if they buy into something and it goes down 5% or in a week, they're like, oh, it's over, move on to the next. And it's like, sometimes that's how you're missing your best opportunities. You know, a lot of these projects have teams working hard. You just have to have a little bit of patience or stake and get that passive income and wait for a second. You know, have conviction in what you are getting involved with. And feel like a lot of people right now in this part of the market, especially meme coins, there's thousands of meme coins launched every day, every week. They don't have conviction in what they're getting involved in. If you're getting in a meme coin, you have to have conviction in the community, conviction in the art, and a conviction in the possible utility that it has. You can't just hop around hoping you're right when you buy, it's going to do a 2 or 3x and you can get out. That's not the way the market works. The market is created to take money from the many and give it to the few and really test your patience. You're not going to time everything at the exact bottom and the exact top. So you got to get that mindset out of your head and you got to have conviction in what you're getting involved with.
Definitely. The markets are a tool designed to take money from impatient hands and give it to patient hands. On the topic of meme tokens, we actually started a community takeover of a meme token. I'll say about that in a minute. I'll just finish off my thesis on the markets right now. It's a tough one, guys, because I don't think this cycle Bitcoin is going to break 100K. Everyone's like going crazy, but if you remember in the past, when everybody's saying one thing, normally another thing happens. I think now that so many institutional players are in, I think they're highly manipulated now, and it's not as easy to understand what's going to happen as it was before. I've got my positions. I'm right now. I'm 50-50. So if it goes down, I've got 50%. I can buy back in. I've got options. I like to have options. You see, guys, rather than trying to predict what the market's gonna do, I like to be ready for whatever it does do. So I've got different options. So being 50-50, in my opinion, is great. If it goes up, I've got 50%. It comes down, I can buy back in. Great. And then if it does go up, I'll start scaling out and eventually come back in again. And obviously, guys, I made decent money in the last bull run, and I'm not sitting here now waiting for Bitcoin to go to 150K. People are doing that shit, though, aren't they? People are sitting there hoping to God for Bitcoin to go to 150K. And I feel like that's not a great process or mindset, because you're caught up. And that's what the market wants. It wants you. So I'm very level-headed in my process in how I do things. And my portfolio is diversified between... I mean, I'm an Ethereum maxi, if I'm honest with you guys. I believe in Ethereum over Bitcoin because I feel like, you know, I like the proof of stake. I like Vitalik Buterin. He's great. He's a great guy. Just because of Vitalik Buterin, I'm joking, but he is a great guy. He's definitely worth studying. Sometimes I get in bed, I'm just watching YouTube, Vitalik Buterin. He's so fucking clever. He's a robot, isn't he? But yeah, I honestly think that I think that we're going to go sideways. And MT Gox hasn't started selling yet. They've transferred, I think it was 2.8 billion to Kraken. They got 6.8 or $7 billion worth of Bitcoin. Germany just sold $2.8 billion of Bitcoin, and that's the main contributor to how the market came down in the last month. Now, MT Gox has got 3 times as much. So if they start selling, now it all depends on what the holders do, doesn't it? MT Gox distribute that Bitcoin. Now, imagine though, if you were holding Bitcoin at MT Gox 10 years ago, it's been 10 years, and now you get it back and it's worth 1,000 times the price. What would you do? I mean, come on, you'd sell it, wouldn't you?
There's a lot of sell pressure from the Mt. Gox distributions, but it's not going to be over such a short period of time as the Germany sell-off was.
Yeah.
You have, on the flip side, you actually have $18 billion going out to the FTX creditors. They're getting it in stable coins. That's happening at the end of this year. So that's going to be a catalyst on the other side. I also think you have interest rates cuts coming. You have Trump winning the election. Trump is definitely going to win the election.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah. So that's like, that's almost guaranteed in my book. The markets are saying 70%. I think that's undercutting it a bit. But Trump winning the election, ETH ETF next week. I'm super bullish on crypto, but I love your strategy, which is, it could go either way, because it could go either way. I could be wrong. Everyone could be wrong. All the bulls could be wrong, and it could go down for a while, right? And your strategy basically de-risks, because now you got 50% in stables.
It's a hedge. It's a hedge, isn't it?
Down,
Yeah,
50% you're in the markets. It goes up. You're winning either way, and so that's very smart. I'm way too bullish for that. I got like 10% in stables. I'm so in the markets right now, but not financial. Not financial. Everyone's got to do. Everyone has to do. It's, you know, what is your level of risk tolerance? I did well in last bull runs, and I pulled out a lot then. So I can kind of take a little bit more risk.
I think we need to explain that to people. I think we've both done. We've known each other now for many years, and we've both done very well for ourselves. And I think sitting here now going, well, I'm 50-50 and I'm not, it's a bit different. Get me wrong, when I didn't have much money, I was all in. I was taking massive risks. And that's how you do it, isn't it? If you've got less money, you want to take more risks. Not financial advice, but the system is going to tell you, going back to what I was saying about people not taking risks and not being able to handle setbacks and blah, blah, blah. You're programmed from a young age to be risk averse and not take risks, follow health and safety rules, regulations, guidelines, and have a role. And the system doesn't want it to take risks. So it will slander anyone taking risks. It will say crypto is risky, this is risky. But then once Bitcoin hits all-time high, the news was going crazy. Oh, it's hit all-time high. Can you believe
How did you not invest in this 6 months ago, a year ago? Yeah. That's
all the mainstream, is like, why did you invest, you stupid idiots? They were there telling everybody, don't stay away, stay away. Do you know why that is? Because they're all buying. The banks are paying the media, and they've got the narrative, and they're telling everybody when the prices are low, stay away, it's risky. Tom, Dick, and Gary lost their money, but then the banks are buying up, and once it hits all-time high, get in, it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah, sure. CNBC will be calling from the rooftops. It'll be all over the media. I can't wait for that time in the market. It is going to come, guys. I know we had a weird, Bitcoin hits all-time highs before the halving, very unusual. But I actually look at it a little differently. I know Wall Street is in now. They can manipulate, and they are manipulating. But prior to that, whales manipulated. This market's always been quite manipulated, in my view. but they're going to manipulate it upwards to do exactly what you're doing, which is, shout it from the rooftops once it hits all-time highs again, and then dump on everyone's head. That's how they're going to make their money. I'm riding it up with them. Not financial advice. Everyone's got to do it right for them. I want to get your take on these memes, man. Tell us about your meme. We only have a couple more minutes. Tell us about your meme and what's your take on memes in general. How are you making money in memes right now? It's a wild west out there, isn't it?
It is a wild west. Depending on what chain you're trading on as well, depends on what kind of strategy and the risk management, your micro managing style. And so we just launched a meme token on Solana called Dubcat. It's a CTO. I say launched. I got rugged by a fucking meme token, and the Gem Hunters community said, "Should we do a community takeover?" So basically, 76,000 meme tokens launch every week on Solana alone. Never mind Ethereum, and never mind Base or any of those other chains. 76,000 on Solana. It's crazy. And only 1%, which is 760, make it past a week.
A lot of Jeets over in Solana. So tell me how you're going to fight against the Jeets and find a success over here with the CTO.
It's crazy, mate. Honestly. So we're understanding now that there are a lot of Jeets on Solana. A lot of poorer countries prefer to trade on Solana because the gas fees, transaction fees are so much cheaper. They can't even afford one Ethereum transaction fee, so they go on Solana where the transaction fees are cheaper. So we did this. So what's happening now is community takeovers are a massive narrative now. So teams and developers can't be trusted. They launch tokens to make money. Simple as. Once they make that money, they just rug the token and leave. Because once they've made the money, that was the goal. Once they've done it, they're off. They're on a yacht and driving Ferraris around. So the community now moves in, forces the team out. It's fucking hilarious, actually. And then the community buys up the token, but they do it as a collective between, 50 to 100 people. And then they all work together to push the price. And it is what it should be. And now the project is what the team was describing it as, except you haven't got two Tory cabinet ministers, obviously, conservative, corrupt sort of party leaders. You haven't got a couple of team members who've got the entire supply in their pocket. Now you've got the entire community. So we've done a community takeover on Dubcat. It's actually trending right now. It's gone for a week, so it's already in the 1% of
there you go.
It's long term, baby.
We're already in the 1%. What more do you want? But we're going to the 0.1. Well, our aim is to get in the 0.1%. So we want to be the biggest meme project on Solana in 2024. And we are pushing beyond limits I even imagined. So this week, we've got over 800 members in Telegram. We've got over 400 holders in the community. We've pushed a 300K market cap. And we haven't even started marketing yet. So Dex Tools were nice enough to sponsor us this week. We're on the front page with Dex Tools. They vetted us. They put a massive advert out. We've been on there all week. That helped a little bit with engagement and it brought people in. But the issue is as well, as you were saying, the Jeets. I mean, they're crazy, mate. We spent the entire week just shaking the price around. Get out, trying to get all. Just get out, just sell. And we're just getting rid of all these weak holders. You can't push a price until the weak hands are out. So I've done a lot of market making in the past. And I think we spoke before about the Ferrum price and blah, blah, blah. And I've learned over the years how to manage markets and prices. And you've got to get the weak hands out as fast as possible and as low as possible because they'll affect the price. If it goes up and all these guys sell it really high, it'll come down again and it'll destroy the market structure. So now we're building an inverse head and shoulders. We're building a what is it now? It's not an ascending triangle. Sorry, I've got head and shoulders inverse and wrong there. An ascending triangle. So what you find is you build the floor up whilst keeping the height, the highs at the same sort of level. You get a resistance level, and then you build the base of the price, and you keep pushing the base while shaking the hold. It's a very slow, tedious, monotonous process, and we're doing that right now. But it's us buying it. It's the entire community buying it up. It's at 300K market cap. It's a baby, and our plan is to buy it up to 500K, $500,000, and then we'll start onboarding influencers, calls, marketing managers. We'll get raiding groups in. We'll start advertising. We've got massive plans for the project, but our plan mainly is to keep everything organic, especially the price. the community growth, the price action. We want the project to grow steadily. So Dubcat's all about beats on the blockchains. We've got DJs, we've got music artists, we've got events, we create tunes for different projects, we advertising and marketing. A lot of the roadmap is still yet to be put in place. We just started a week ago. There's so much going on. And it's exciting times. And as we said, meme tokens are a funny one. If you get involved in meme tokens, you're playing with fire. So it's really hard. But we want to be that meme token that people can go to and know that they can buy it and they are safe. And because the community owns it. Whereas when you buy a meme token, normally it's just one developer or two, and they've got the entire supply, and they just go, rug, see ya. Everyone goes flying. Whereas if the whole community owns it, then there has to be a big catastrophe, people to fall out. And I'm sort of heading it. So, you know, you've got like my pretty face at the front.
Yeah, you got a couple positive things there. Might be good timing. We see with Coinbase yesterday launching their NFT collection around Mr. Miggles or whatever, the cat. So maybe they're indicating cat season. You guys are dub cat, so that's good timing there. You know, the downside is Solana. Some of my community isn't that familiar with Solana just because we kind of avoided the Jeets. But like you said, community takeover, you have a face behind it, you have your whole team behind it, and you do have some marketing plans. So that was kind of my other question. How is the liquidity situation since it was rugged? You know, do you have locked liquidity? Is there sufficient liquidity there? And then also, do you guys have some funding to do some extracurricular marketing and roadmap goals that you have planned here in the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now?
Absolutely. So there are a few of us that own quite a large percentage of the supply. Like 10 of us have got a decent size of the supply, and we're going to use that to bring in calls, community managers, influencers. We've got a marketing wallet, basically. Everyone's contributed into it. 10 of us have contributed those funds into a marketing wallet. A percentage of the liquidity is locked. Liquidity is at 50K right now. You've got to understand that Solana is different to Ethereum. The way that coins are designed and made on Solana are much different because people aren't trading with massive money on Solana. They're trading with small amounts of money. And I get used to it myself. If I'm honest with you guys, I was never a fan of Solana because the chain fucking breaks down more than my first car. That was a shit joke, by the way. But I was like, what can I put in there? Okay, first car. And it's funny because, as we were saying, it's full of Jeeps and people can't hold for 2 minutes. But as I was saying, 76,000 coins launch every week and 1% last longer than a week. Of course you aren't going to fucking hold. If those are the stats, of course you're going to fucking run as soon as you make any money. But I think it takes a little bit longer for people to understand that we're serious. It takes a test of time and it takes action. So many people in this space are all talk, no action. And I'm looking at people who walk the walk. All the people around me, my team, all the guys close to me, they all walk the walk. And there are guys close to me who don't have your back when shit hits the fan. You know when people have got your back, when you're in the trenches and they jump in with you and put on the line. And most people simply will not put on the line. They're fucking pussies. And I think when it comes to crypto, I read this tweet before. It's so funny. What did it say? It was something like, see, I think I retweeted that actually. Hang on. It was something like somewhere that there is a guy who's made filthy amounts of money because he's too stupid to doubt himself. That was it. Yeah, there's a guy in crypto. It's full of people who made insane money, but because they're too stupid to doubt themselves. Whereas smarter people are always thinking about what could go wrong or doubting themselves and going over. And like a lot of guys in crypto, like they're sitting there with cartoon memes and they've made fucking shit tons of money. And it's like, but just like, sometimes you have to just go for it, don't you? I think you were saying before, you have to just go for it and you have to have that self-belief and confidence. And you know what? When it all works out, how beautiful is that? Look at the stories you'll have for the grandkids. I mean, most people, I'm talking to them in the real world, I'm just thinking to myself, I can't relate to anything about you, and I'm bored. I'm bored out of my brain. I'm just thinking to myself, what are you even doing here? But you're a waste of breath. I sound ruthless now, but honest, I can't relate. I think we're all the same. If I'm honest.
Yeah, I think that's for a lot of people in the crypto space. You know, so myself, Crypto Amaru and Nate went to Tulum to do Crypto Paradise content, and it was almost like a breath of fresh air because in real life, my friend group, you're there and you're like trying to convince them to invest in anything, even stocks or whatever. Like, what are you guys doing? They're just like living for the weekend. A lot of my friend group that I grew up with and that you see because they live by you. It's almost a breath of fresh air when you get out of that bubble. You get to talk to some crypto people, and there's more things to talk about. There's more passion, whether it's crypto related or politics or anything in life. It just seems like a different mindset that a lot of people in the space have, and it really brings you to life.
But I feel like it can get toxic as well to some degree. Like I've been to Dubai a few times, and I love like the vibe. People say, "Oh, there's no culture in Dubai," and I'm like, it's the hustle culture, it's entrepreneurship, it's level up, it's self-progression. But I feel like it can get toxic, but it's hard to find a balance, isn't it? You can't win. You can't win. But tell you something, though, I'd rather be in the position that I'm in right now with the problems that I've got now than the problems that I had fucking 10 years ago when I was working a fucking 9 to 5 job that I fucking hated, had no purpose, passion, and I was making shit money. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather be moaning about how I've made so much fucking money and I'm bored now and I can't relate to people. I'm like, yeah, I fucking just can't relate to anyone anymore. I'd rather be sat in that position.
Well, you know what we got to do? We got to do a Gem Hunters Crypto Paradise meetup somewhere, hang out, do some in real life stuff. That's what it's all about. I do think, yes, crypto is a double-edged sword. You have a lot of great people, but you also have a lot of shady motherfuckers, and you have to sort of you have to align yourself with trustworthy people who have integrity, who are willing to put themselves out there. Avoid the people who are looking to scam you, because there is a lot of that in this space as well. So I don't want people to come away thinking, oh, it's all rainbow and sunshines. Like there's a lot of side of the space as well. But if you can find the good people, there are good people out there. In fact, I would go out to say that it's 80% good, 20% bad.
I would say that. Yeah, I would say that.
Most people are good. Most people are not out to scam you, but there are those people out there. And why I think Dubcat has a chance to succeed is once you are out there and once it establishes itself as a longer-term Solana play, I think there are people hungry for that. Nobody wants to get dumped on and rugged every other second. They want to hodl a little bit. They want to hodl 10, 20x.
Exhausting.
You know what I mean? Even in Solana.
100%.
I think you have a good chance on Dubcat. Not financial advice, everyone, but check out Dubcat. We'll have some links and stuff in the bottom of this video. Any final thoughts, Shaman, before we jump off? We only have a couple more minutes here.
I just think, as you said, none of this has been financial advice. There are a lot of scams in crypto. There's two sides to every story. Do your own research, back yourself, believe in yourself. I would work, if people are going to ask what are the things you would work on, they always ask me, what are the few things you would focus on? I think philosophy is huge. I think understanding why you're here, what your purpose is, studying some of the great philosophers. I know I sound crazy and you're thinking, what the fuck are you on about? Marcus Aurelius, like, go and study Marcus Aurelius, for fuck's sake. It's like, just go and but understand more about life and build that experience. And a lot of young people coming into crypto, and my speciality is trying to give them. Thing is, guys, when I was younger, my dad wasn't the best role model, really, if I'm honest with you. And he's more of one of them that I look at and think, I don't want to be like that. You know, I learned a lot from the people around me in all areas by looking at them and thinking, I don't want to be like that. And I actually think that gives you a better incentive and motivation to work harder, because you're seeing the results if you don't put the work in. Whereas someone's sitting there going, you need to put the work in, you need to go to the gym, you need to do this. You're thinking, fuck yeah, I'll do whatever I want to fucking do. And then by then, you're sort of rebelling against somebody who's trying to tell you. So for me, I see a lot of young lads coming in the same position as me, working pointless, aimless, passionateless jobs, and they're getting paid shit money. And they're asking me, where do I start? And I think it all starts with you. Go to the gym, fix your mindset, create a lifestyle, get that self-belief, get that confidence. I mean, it's life-changing, because it all starts with the way that you view yourself. Until you can change that and get that right, nobody's going to give you that respect until you respect yourself. And I feel like it is a huge step forward. And if you're in your 20s, especially early 20s or late teens, you're even watching this now, you are miles ahead. And I would do anything to go back. I started at 29, so I was quite late, but I still made it. But my idea is that the earlier you start, the earlier you gain success. And you want to be driving around in that fucking Ferrari when you're fucking in your late 20s, early 30s, not when you're fucking in your 50s. You see these old people.
Amen to that. Amen to that. You know what's funny to me? We're actually like the old heads now.
Right.
Who we're actually, we're not at the point where we want to impart our knowledge on the younger generation. And we're not that old. So it's kind of a funny thing to see. Amazing to see your progress and progression. You haven't changed, but you've gotten better. And I encourage everyone to go out, follow BiT Shaman, follow Gem Hunters, join their community. You're going to learn a lot from them. Obviously, smash the like button, subscribe here. Remember, folks, this is the only place that we're giving away free trips to paradise just for engaging. By the way, I don't know if you knew that, BiT Shaman. Come
I
out
love
visit
it.
in Tulum, Mexico, man. It's a beautiful
Absolutely.
spot. We got the paradise pad there. Come out, stay, hang out. We'll have some drinks on the beach. We'd love to have you.
Sounds amazing. What you guys are doing over there looks amazing. You've had some amazing guests on. I've been watching some of your shows. Definitely worth a watch, guys. Flick back, watch the episodes. You're getting so much value just from listening to the people because they've got so much experience. And you guys are bringing on the best of the best. Obviously.
Oh, man, I absolutely love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We can't wait to have you on again. And until then, guys, we will see you on the beach.